having a phenomenal night. If not, do understand and get your day, night is going to get better once your perception gets better. And honey, so I was reading. Oh shoot, hold on, child. I was reading The Game of Life. Okay, I've been talking to you guys about this book, The Prosperity Bible. Honey, okay, this was like my last goal. Okay, was to read the Prosperity Bible. Okay, so I tell you guys each and every day, I write my goals down. Okay, and this was actually the last thing I got to cross off. Read goals aloud 3 times. I got to cross those off because I just finished doing those things. And the last thing I have to do is read the Prosperity Bible. So when I tell you this book is good, you guys, you and you know what? Maybe it's just for me. I don't know. But this book is so good. So, The Game of Life and How to Play It is by Florence Shen. You don't have to get the whole Prosperity Bible. You could just get, hey, Miss Harden, PCA, baby, PCA, PCA. Miss Harden, you guys had encouraged me, okay? Because at first I wasn't even going to do the laundromat video, like upload it. And then tonight, I had seen that I was prolonging it because I filmed that video yesterday and I was prolonging it. And as I was doing a TikTok video, I was thinking like, like how could you say, don't be afraid of certain things and you ain't even upload that video, girl. And I seen, and that's the importance of awareness because when you are aware, like you prolonging things because maybe you're afraid of the outcome, that's when you need to do it. Okay, because that's the only way that you are going to start stepping into radical action and do the thing that you are afraid to do. And a lot of times it's because the story that we tend to tell ourselves. Like I was telling myself this story, like, oh, I uploaded a laundromat video before, and then just because you did that before, that was before. Today is a different day. Honey, that is normally how my laundry day looks. So when I wash clothes, I don't believe necessarily in wearing stuff like more than once. Okay. So the laundry, I will wash my bed if I could. Okay. So everything, even from the coats or whatever I have on that I could wash it in a laundromat, like, without exposing someone, I'm willing to wash it. Like even my sweaters. Like if I go to the laundromat, I have a sweater on, I'm gonna put that in the laundromat too. Like I wash everything. Okay. No, I don't got a buggy. I normally take a lift bag. So I take a lift there and then a lift back, and then I come upstairs and bring it. But honey, ooh, things about to change, girl. Okay, things about to change, honey. Okay, let me just keep putting these videos out. But listen, this is the part that I wanted to talk to you guys. But shout out to you guys because you inspired me, and from that inspiration, I said, you know what? Let me just upload the video. And there it was. Okay. So listen, so this talks about love. Okay. And this again is the game of life and how to play it. Okay. Listen, remember life is a game. Whether you know that or not, there's neither here nor there. Okay. You have to understand that there's laws in this here universe. Okay. If you don't understand that there's laws in this here universe, honey, you're going to keep on doing the same exact thing over and over again. Okay, so let me just jump into it. Real love is selfless, okay, and free from fear. Okay, so if you love somebody and you afraid that they going to cheat on you, you afraid that they going to leave you, that's not real love. Because real love is fearless, okay? It pours itself out upon the object of its affection without demanding any return. So all the ones out there, honey, okay? Honey, that's your opinion, Raw 300. Honey, that's your opinion, okay? Now, to the ones that's out there, and you may feel like, um, oh well, I'm gonna give somebody something in order for them to give me love. Okay, first of all, that's codependency. Okay, that is codependency. All right, if you doing something for somebody so you could get something back in return, that is codependency. All right, so in other words, it wasn't real anyway. If you like, well, I'm gonna do this in order for you to give me this, then that means you wasn't doing it from the heart, because that means that you are expecting something in return. This is one of the things that I start understanding and learning. Whenever you don't want to do something, just don't do it. Oftentimes, we tend to do things for others because the thing that goes on in our mind, well, if I tell them no, then they're not going to do X, Y, and Z for me. But then you get your feelings hurt, because when you extend yourself so much and then that person don't do the same exact thing, extend themselves, then you get your feelings hurt. But if you would have just said no and put yourself first, and when I say no and put yourself first, this is what I merely mean. You got to make sure that you good before you go out and try to make sure anybody else is good. And they do the same exact thing on the airplanes, don't they? Like when the turbulence is going on. If turbulence is going on, they tell you to put your mask on first. They don't tell you to put your neighbor's mask on. Because the truth of the matter is, honey, if you can't get there and breathe, how the hell you going to help somebody else? Same as that concept. Same as that concept. So if you don't know the laws of the universe, okay, and like Raw 300 said, he said life is not a game. Most likely he don't understand the laws of the universe. And that's neither here nor there. That's okay. You know, one of the things you have to understand is this. Everything is based upon perception. That's all what it's based upon is perception. So whatever you say, you always have to do what works for you. I'm not on here to try to convince anybody. I just share my story and share with you guys exactly what I'm doing, what I'm reading, and to hope that someone else that probably look at their life and say, you know what, I feel like my life can change. This girl, she keep talking about this book. She been talking about this book for so long. Perhaps I should tap in and get the book and start actually reading it. But what I come to realize is that people, they really don't want to do the work. See, you prefer to blame an outside source as opposed to looking at yourself in the mirror and saying, you know what, it's because of me. It's because of the way I showed up. It's because of what I'm doing. See, as long as you blaming other people outside your existence is going to be the same exact thing. The way it was yesterday, the way it was 5 years ago, is going to be the same exact thing. 5 years from now, your life is going to be the same. And I can almost guarantee that. And I don't even know half of you guys on here. But I can guarantee you it. And the reason being is because there's laws in this here universe. And the universe don't give a damn if you believe in it or not. They are just what they are. So whether you say, oh, well, I believe in them or I don't believe in them, it doesn't matter. Just be mindful of the seeds that you plant. Okay, so moving on. Love. Hey, Tracy, peace to you, baby. Peace to you, peace to you, peace to you. Love is God in manifestation and the strongest magnetic force in the universe. Pure, unselfish. Love draws to itself its own. It does not need to seek or demand. Scarcely anyone has the faintest conception of real love. Man is selfish or fearful in his affection, thereby losing the thing he loves. Jealousy is the worst enemy of love. For the imagination runs riot, seeing the loved one attracted to another, and these fears objectify if they are not neutralized. The next one, okay? Let me see. I'm trying to find out. For example, a woman came to me in deep distress. The man she loved had left her for another woman, and she said he never intended to marry her. She was torn with jealousy and resentment, and said she hoped he would suffer. Sometimes you got to be very mindful of what you wish for other people, because what you tend to wish for other people, that stuff just come right back to you. So you got to be very, very mindful of what you wish for others. Like the other day, it's funny. I'm reading this because the other day, my youngest children's father, I had sent him a message to see if he could give me some cash for our children for uniform clothes. And during it, he had sent the well, he did I sent the message I think the day before yesterday, and he had sent money yesterday. And I had told him thank you and stuff like that. Now I told you guys about him the other day, okay? Him being in a relationship, and I told him, I said, if you're gonna be in a relationship, before you bring any chicks around my children, let me meet her first, right? And so yesterday I was like, congratulations on your relationship. I don't know if he's still denying it or whatever, but that's neither here nor there. I really don't care. But I wished him the best. You know why? Because my relationship, I will want him to wish me the best. Okay? So you got to be mindful of that stuff that you put out. And not only that, a lot of times you tend to put certain things out because you haven't gotten over the person. Okay? And one of the things you have to understand is no need to be upset if the person had moved on already, because chances are that they couldn't give you what you was looking for anyway. So now you're giving yourself those things in order for you to attract your ideal person. So you getting upset and feeling some type of way. Why get upset? You just become that version of yourself, and then you let bygones be bygones. You accept the fact, the relationship didn't work. I sent him love. Okay, you sent her love. But as long as you got resentment in your heart and stuff like that, that stuff is gonna come back. Is going to come back. And so you have to be mindful of the stuff that you're putting out. And I'm not saying I'm perfect, but you do have to be mindful, because like I said, life is a game and you need to know how to play it. Unless you're gonna get played. Okay, moving on. The man she loved had left her for another woman and said he never intended to marry her. She was torn with jealousy and resentment and said she hoped he would suffer as he had made her suffer. I remember, like, with my ex-husband, I felt that way. Like, he ain't leave me for another chick, but like once I seen like he got married to someone else, I felt like resentment towards him. And it's like this was years ago. And like I felt that way, and then I had to understand that the relationship is served its purpose. And then in a lot of cases, I wasn't even ready for the relationship. How about that? How about sometimes you're not even ready for the thing that you say that you want? And if you're not ready, and some people like, oh, well, I'm going to fake it until I make it. Well, good luck with that, because you can't catfish the universe, because you are energy. So no matter what you tell people on the outside of you, remember, you are radiating this magnetic energy. Okay? You are emitting energy. Okay? So you can say whatever you want on the outside to people, but what's going on with your electric magnetic, you being energy, you are attracting the people. That's why nobody in your life is by accident. Okay, let me move on. Okay. She said she was torn with jealousy and resentment. Okay, I read that. How could he leave me when I loved him so much? That's what the lady is saying. You guys got to get this book, okay? I'm not going to be reading this. Well, actually, I may, okay? I may, because I know you guys going to tune in, okay? All right? And I love the story parts. You know, like when they give the stories and the analysis and stuff like that, what the people did and how they was able to overcome this. But okay. So she said, I replied, you are not loving that man, you are hating him. And added, you can never receive what you have. Listen to this. Now, this is Florence Shin talking to, I guess, like one of her clients or something. She said, I replied, you are not loving that man, you are hating him. And added, you can never receive what you have never given. Some of you guys like, well, I want love. But you don't even give love. Okay? Give him a perfect, unselfish love, demanding nothing in return. Do not criticize or condemn, and bless him wherever he is. She replied, no, I won't bless him unless I know where he is. Look at this. Look at this. She won't even bless the guy, but she wants somebody to bless her. Okay? How you want to be with somebody if you don't even wish the best for them? She replied, I've been there, okay? But reading this, you started seeing, like, probably your eyes was closed before, okay? And now the light is hitting. The light is lighting, okay? She replied, no, I won't bless him unless I know where he is. Well, I said, that is not real love. When you send out real love will return to you, either from this man or his equivalent. For if this man is not the divine selection, you will not want him, as you are one with God. You are one with the love which belongs to you by divine right. Several months passed, and matters remained about the same, but she was working with herself. I said, when you are no longer disturbed by his cruelty, he will cease to be cruel. When I tell you life is a game, okay? Life is a game. Listen to this. All right, as you are attracting it through your own emotions. Then I told her of a brotherhood in India who never said good morning to each other. They used these words, I salute the divinity in you. They saluted the divinity in every man and in the wild animals in the jungle, and they were never harmed, for they saw only God in every living thing. I said, salute the divinity in this man and say, I see the divine self only. I see you as God sees you, perfect, made in his image and likeness. She found she was becoming more poised and gradually losing her resentment. He was a captain, and she always calls him the cat. One day she said suddenly, God bless the cat, wherever he is. I replied, now that is real love. And when you have become a complete circle and are no longer disturbed by the situation, you will have his love or attract its equivalent. Miss Harden, either you taking a shower or you cleaning. All right. Um, all right, let me see. I replied, now that is real love. And when you have become a complete circle and are no longer disturbed by the situation, you will have his love or attract its equivalent. For a few weeks, when one morning I received a letter saying, we are married. Who she not married? At the earliest opportunity, I paid her a call. My words were, what happened? Honey, that's what I'm saying. Okay, this book be having me like, what? Okay, what happened? Him that evening, and he asked me to marry him. We were married in about a week, and I have never seen a more devoted man. There's an old saying, no man is your enemy. No man is your friend. Every man is your... What you think they're about to say? There is an old saying, no man is your enemy. No man is your friend. Every man is your teacher. You got to let that sink in. The reason why every man is your teacher is because people come in our lives to teach us certain lessons. Okay? Say, for instance, if you're a person that's passive, right? Somebody may come in your life and just like run all over you because they teaching you that you need to stop being so passive. You need to be able to have a backbone. You need to be able to speak up for yourself. Okay, so everything that comes in our lives is lessons. And when you get the lesson, guess what, friend? You don't repeat the course when you get the lesson. But you got to get the lesson. Because if not, even if that person was to leave your life or you distance yourself from that person and you don't handle it, the next relationship is going to be the same exact way. Okay, let's move on. So one should become impersonal and learn what each man has to teach him, and soon he would learn. Let's look at this, okay? And I didn't even read this, okay? So one should become impersonal and learn what each man has to teach him, and soon he would learn his lessons and be free. The woman's lover was teaching her selfless love, which every man sooner or later must learn. Suffering is not necessary for man's development. It is the result of violations of spiritual laws. But few people seem able to rouse themselves from their soul sleep. So when what's his name? Roar 300 said that the game of life is life is not a game. Your soul is sleep. When people are happy, they usually become selfish. When people are happy, they usually become selfish. And automatically, the law of karma is set in action. Man often suffers loss through lack of appreciation. I know a woman who had a very nice husband, but she said often, I don't care anything about being married, but that is nothing against my husband. I'm simply not interested in married life. She had other interests. And remember, she had a husband. She only thought of him when she saw him. One day, her husband told her he was in love with another woman and left her. How about that? She came to me in distress and resentment. I could put some tags on here. I replied, it is exactly what you spoke the word for. You said you didn't care anything about being married, so the subconscious worked to get you unmarried. Remember, the subconscious mind doesn't know fantasy from reality. And when you say certain things, it just take your word for face value. So if you say, I am successful and you keep on saying it, right? It passed the conscious mind. So the conscious is the part of you that could accept or reject. So it'll pass the conscious mind, and it'll go into the subconscious mind. And then the subconscious, it'll start being like a laser focus and start making what you say law. Okay? It's not Lord, it's actually law. Okay. That's a topic for another day. All right. She came to me in distress and resentment. I replied, oh, all right. She said, oh, yes, I see. People get what they want and then feel very much hurt. She soon became in perfect harmony with the situation and knew they were both much happier apart. When a woman becomes indifferent or crucial and ceases to be an inspiration to her husband, he misses the stimulus of their early relationship and is restless and unhappy. So basically, honey, you just like the honeymoon. I know Bruce Lipton. He says like in the beginning of the relationships of most relationship. If you guys don't know who Bruce Lipton is, he was a scientist. He talks about epigenetics, okay, your environment, how it plays a very important role on the person that you become, okay? And one of the things Bruce Lipton talks about, he says, you know, damn, where was I going with this? Where was I going with this? I don't forgot. I forgot that quick. All right, let me um damn it, where was I going with it? Oh well, when a woman becomes indifferent or crucial and ceases to be an inspiration to her husband, he misses. Oh, so Bruce Lipton, he talks about the honeymoon stage, right? Like when you first get into a relationship, everything is really pretty much like the honeymoon stage. It's like everything is good, whatever it is just really, really good. The honeymoon stage. And then after you guys been together for a while, you may start slacking, right? Like you things that you used to do to get the person, you stop doing it. And so if you stop doing those things, then sometimes things may occur. Okay. And I'm not saying like, a person cheating on you and stuff like that. But what I'm saying is, I know some people, and I only know them from social media, what they post. Okay. Is a few couples that I watch on that I have came across their pages on social media. And one of the things they say is they still date their husband, and date night is the funnest night for them because what they did in the beginning, they still do it. And so that's the same as that concept. Like what you do in the beginning is important for you to still do it because just because you marry the person, that does not mean like the relationship just become bland or dead or dull, right? Like you so used to the person, so now you feel like, well, I don't have to do anything, or you know, let's just let the I don't know. Well, I do know. It's best to keep the fun in a relationship as opposed to and that's one of the things like I can see I had did in my relationship. Like I got so caught up on me making videos and content and growing that I just was like I wasn't like, and although I knew the relationship it was over because like I always say, if you growing and that person isn't willing to grow, then chances are the relationship is gonna start dying because the thing that y'all once had in common, y'all no longer had those things in common no more. Okay, so let me finish. A man came to me dejected, miserable, and poor. His wife was interested in the science of numbers and had him read. It seems the report was not very favorable, for he said, my wife says, I'll never amount to anything because I'm a two. And getting caught up in astrology and stuff like that. Now you have to do what works for you, but certain things you can't just like take that to be like the all be all. Okay, like certain things you have to use your discretion. Certain things you just can't take it and just run with it and say, oh well, because this said this or that said that. You got to use your discretion. um Let me see. I reply, I don't care what your number is. You are a perfect idea in divine mind, and we will demand the success and prosperity which are already planned for you by their infinite intelligence. Within a few weeks, he had a very fine position. In a year or two, he achieved a brilliant success as a writer. No man is a success in business unless he loves his work. Let me say that again. You see how the dots just keep on dotting, keep on connecting. Because I keep telling you guys this the same thing all the time, right? Like you have to love what you do. it brings me to what Earl Nightingale said. If you guys don't know who Earl Nightingale is, maybe when I get off this video, you can look him up. Okay, Earl Nightingale, he was I don't want to say an inspirational speaker, but many people that's in personal development, they know Earl Nightingale for The Stranger's Secret. Okay, the audio that he had did, and he worked with Napoleon Hill, who was the author of Think and Grow Rich. Okay, but one of the things Earl Nightingale said was, he said success is the realization of doing a thing because you enjoy doing it, because you like doing it, not because someone wants you to do it, or not because of the money. You do it because you actually enjoy doing it. And Florence Shen says the same exact thing. She says no man is a success in business, because Earl Nightingale said success is the realization of doing a thing that you enjoy doing. No man is a success in business unless he loves his work. The picture the artist paints for love of his art is his greatest work. The pot boiler is always something to live down. No man can attract money if he despises it. Many people are kept in poverty by saying, money means nothing to me. I have, let me see. All right. This is the reason so many artists are poor. Their contempt for money separates them from it. I remember hearing one artist say of another, he's no good as an artist. He has money in the bank. So he felt like, even though that was something he was passionate about, he just felt like, I don't need to do art. I got money in the bank. Okay. This attitude of mine, of course, separates man from his supply. He must be in harmony with a thing in order to attract it. Money is God and manifestation. As freedom now, I can hear it. I can hear it. Oh gosh, I can hear it. Money ain't God. That's the devil book. And all of this, diss me with that. Okay? Diss me with that. Okay? Money is God and manifestation is freedom from want and limitation. But it must be always kept in circulation. So to the ones that is like, oh, I gotta hold on to money. To you tight asses, okay? The ones that's like, I gotta hold on to money. I can't let money circulate because if I don't hold on to the money, you know, then I'm not even gonna say that. But you may feel like you will never have another dime, okay? But you don't understand how money is. Money is energy. You gotta circulate money, okay? Money is energy. Money is an idea. The more you hold on to it, first of all, it depreciates, okay? When you saving your money, you do know it depreciates, right? You do know that. I know we have heard this, and I was listening to Myron Golden the other day. And one of the things he said was, is some lies that we tell ourselves wrapped around money. Every penny is a penny earned, or something like that. Every penny earned is a penny, something like that. I don't know the exact saying. But basically, that's just saying, like, every penny that you have, it adds value on something. And that's not true, because the damn penny, it depreciates. The dollar bills, they depreciate. Because the way they print money. They print money. The way they print money, that I forgot what is the actual dollar bill is equivalent to right now. But is very low. Very, very low. So anywho, money is all right. This does not mean that men should not have houses and lots, stocks and bonds. For the barns of the righteous man shall be full. It means man should not hoard even the principal. If an occasion arises when money is necessary, and letting it go out fearlessly and cheerfully, he opens the way for more to come in. For God is man's unfailing and inexhaustible supply. This is the spiritual attitude towards money, and a great bank of the universe never fails. So it's funny because the other day when I had went to 7-Eleven, right? I had this epiphany because I was thinking, I was like, oh my goodness. It was a time where as though money would just flow to me. Yeah, they'll never get this. That's right, Tracy. They'll never get to enjoy it. That reminds me of a story Bob Proctor told. And then I'm gonna get back to the 7-Eleven thing. But the other day I was listening to Bob Proctor and I heard this story a few times. But one of the things Bob Proctor said was it was this older man that lived not too far from him, right? And the older man, it seemed like the older man didn't have hardly anything. And the older man had a wife, and the wife was pretty much, she would be dressed like, wearing like some tennis sneakers, like skimpy clothes or whatever it is like that. Well, a few, it was like, a few years later, right? The older guy died. And in the newspaper, they said that the man had so much money. But you know what the man was doing? He was collecting cans. He had all his money stored away, all his money put away, but he was actually out collecting cans. Because you know why? Because he was hoarding the money. I guess he felt like, the if he spent some of the money, he was and that comes from scarcity and lack mindset. And I had shared that with you guys before. And it's also something that I start realizing with myself, like with food. And I still sometimes, right? Like, it's like, and I heard this psychologist say this. He said he had a friend when he was in college, right? And his friend used to always bake him cookies. And he would, like, he ate some of the cookies, but when a friend would continuously bake him cookies, he stopped eating the cookies. He wouldn't even eat the cookies no more because he was afraid that if he ate all the cookies, that he would have none left. And you know what happened to the cookies? They wound up going bad. So he cheated himself out of it. He cheated himself out of the dessert because the cookies was for him to enjoy. But he was so caught up in scarcity lack mindset of, oh well, if I eat these cookies, then I never get any more cookies, that his college friend had baked him. But guess what? He still cheated himself. He still didn't enjoy the cookies. Wouldn't you prefer to have the enjoyment of that thing, right? Like some people say, and I'm having an aha moment. Some people say, "Well, I'm not going to spend this money or circulate this money because if I circulate it, then I won't have no more." But suppose you do that thing that you wanted to do. Suppose you go to that concert that you wanted to go to, right? And you feel so good at that concert. The energy is amazing, okay? And then at the concert, you get an idea to create more money because money is an idea. That's what money is an idea. Oh, so back to the 7-Eleven thing, right? So this is what I mean when I talk to you guys all the time about self-awareness, okay? When you are aware, you can see some of the things that you tend to do. Like the book, The Mystic Path to the Mystic Path to Cosmic Power by Vernon Howard. How can a prisoner escape a prison that he don't even know he's in one? Okay. And so when I was going to the 7-Eleven the other day, one of the things that popped in my mind was because I would manifest real, like, like clockwork. Okay, money. And one of the things that popped in my mind was that at times I would be thinking like, oh well, no, let me not circulate this, right? As if money was going out of style. And so when I had that epiphany, the other day, I started changing things. Like, yeah, this is one of the things that the intellectual mind is going to tell you. Say for instance, and I used this analysis earlier, but I'm gonna use it again. Say for instance, you have $10,000, right? And something that you want, it costs about 7,500. And you may say, oh my goodness, or the intellectual mind, okay, the mind that you was conditioned to think with, like in school, go based upon what you can see. We're not operating like that no more. Okay, we operating from our higher faculties: memory, perception, reason, will, intuition, imagination. That's what we operating from. We are not operating from what you can see, taste, feel, touch. I'm not operating. If you're operating like that, your life is going to be misery. Okay, because you just operating based upon what you can see, and we only see a minute. We don't even see. It's very little. Okay, what we tend to see. So, anyway, say something costs 10,000. I mean, something costs 7,500, 7,000, and you have 10,000, and you're a person. You like, I really want to do this thing, but if I spend my 10,000, I mean, if I spend my 7,500, then I'm only gonna have what 2,500 left or something like that, right? 2,500, and okay, but say if you spend that 7,500, that 7,500, what if that 7,500 make you 20,000? And that's how successful people think. They don't get caught up on so much, oh well, the money and this program costs this or that thing costs that. They don't get caught up on it. And that's why their money keeps on working for them. The biggest investment that you can make is invest in yourself. If you investing into all these different things, guess what? Is that thing bring you anything back in return? Now, I'm not saying, if you buy the stuff that you want, of course, but always make sure you invest in yourself. I remember I was listening to Jim Rohn, and one of the things he said was, this is the difference between the rich and the poor. He said the poor always spend their money first and then invest a little bit that they have left. The rich, they invest first and spend whatever they have left. And that's the difference. That's the difference. And so you're a person, you always bending. And he also said, if they even invest anything at all. So if you're a person that you like, that's why when my children, when they have money, I always tell them, what are you investing in? You better get some books. You better get some books. You better read. Because you had that money today, and then you spend all your money, then what? Then you gotta wait again. But suppose and when I say spend your money, spend your money without making no type of investment in yourself. No investment within yourself. So you just gonna. And then if you have fear wrapped around it, like, oh well, I'm gonna do this, but I'm fearful because I don't know if I make more money or whatever. Last time I checked, you was energy, meaning that you attract things to you. Do to get energy. Last time I checked, you was energy. Okay. So you got to stop having that mindset. But all of that comes from ignorance. If you don't study, you're going to keep on doing the same thing. Out of ignorance. Right? Out of ignorance. And then I can't say that. But, it baffles me because some people, They say they want their lives to change, but don't do nothing different. You keep doing the same exact thing, friend. And a lot of that is because of the programming. But no more blaming the programming. No more saying, oh, because it is, because this is how I was raised or whatever. Dead. Dead it. Okay? Because that's no excuse. Other people was raised just like you, or even in some cases worse than you, and they are very wealthy. What's the difference? Decision. They chose. They made a choice. I will not live like this any longer. And then they start doing things that perhaps they didn't see their parents doing when they was growing up. But because they wanted it and they start understanding that life is a game and there's certain rules that comes with the game. And there's certain laws that if you break them out of ignorance, the laws of this here universe isn't gonna say, oh, all right, well, you didn't know. No, that's not how it goes. Just like gravity is a law. Gravity is a law. And if you on a building, you're not gonna step off. If you on like a real high skyrise building, you're not gonna step off and say, oops, I didn't know. Well, down you go. So you have to be mindful. And I know, not a lot of us, we did not grow up hearing about the laws of the universe. I mean, I would hear my grandmother say, one of the things, so what you reap what you sow. But there's laws of prosperity, there's laws of love, there's laws of success. You just gotta, in the words of Jim Rohn, you just gotta get on the right side of life and see how the setup is made. If you don't know how the setup is made, you're gonna keep failing each and every time. Because one, you probably most likely ain't even paying attention to your life. You just doing things on autopilot. Go through life, do the same exact thing. Wake up the same, eat the same, do the same, socialize with the same exact folks, watch the same exact thing. You just do the same exact thing each and every day. And then in your routine, that's what's causing you to get the results you get because you have a routine of failure. Not that you're a failure, but your routine, you have a routine for failure. And you have to create a different routine. But that also starts with the self-image, how you view yourself. So it all goes hand in hand. How you view yourself, what you tend to do, your routine. I remember I had heard somebody say, you can tell people who wants to be successful or who's going to be successful. Just look at their routine. Hey, is it Ben in Crisis TV? Piece of your baby, piece of your, piece of your. You just see their routine, and if they you could sort of tell if you're gonna be successful or not. Some people say no, you can't. Yes, you can. You can tell because success leaves clues, and you can tell. One of the things that I started understanding that I'm successful, right? Because all the books that I get, all the successful people don't read them. Majority of the books I have, all the successful people, when I listen to them talk, they recommend damn near the same exact books. Think and Grow Rich, The Power of the Subconscious Mind by Dr. Joseph Murphy, Think and Grow Rich by Napoleon Hill, Psycho Cybernetics by Maxwell Maltz. Okay. I'm trying to think of some other ones. The Power of Awareness. I'm trying to think of that author though. But majority of them, they talk about the same exact books. All the ones that I listen to, they all recommend the same exact books. I don't know about Alex Haley and Malcolm X autobiography, but they all talk about the same exact thing. So if you want to know if you're going to be successful, just pay attention to your routine. You want to know, say for instance, if you like, what do I think about all day? Say for instance, you don't know what you think about, right? Because a lot of times people not even thinking. They just on autopilot. They just do based upon the programming that they receive from their parents, from society, from school, from whomever, right? And say for instance, you want to know where all your thoughts go, right? Look at you want to know how you can find out your results. What do you do all day? Because that's a sure indication of what you're constantly thinking about. I started realizing this once I started uploading so much on different platforms. And I started reading the books. The books was on the shelf, but then I started pulling them down and actually reading them. And then I started understanding this. Oh, this is what I think about. I think about success. All day long, I'm thinking about success. And it's not for you to chase it. It is for you to work more so on yourself than that thing. Their job, their business, or whatever it is. So, with that being said, family, I love you guys. Ooh, it's 12:41. I catch you guys in the morning. Rock out, believe in yourself, keep going, keep growing. Know that it's possible. Whatever it is that you put your mind to, you can do. You can be, do, have whatever it is that you desire. And this here universe has nothing to do with skin color, has nothing to do with your background. It plays no favorites. The universe plays no favorites. Men do, but the universe plays no favorites. And if it feels like, like you getting the short end of the stick, that's because of your belief systems. You bind into something. You bind into whatever programming that someone may have given you. That's what you bind into. So, with that being said, I'll catch you guys on the next one. Peace.